Hey everybody, Frugal Farmer here. Yes, this is a cow. I about forgot about this memory, but it's about my old buddy Craig. We lost Craig several years back. Craig was a little bit younger than me, but he and I were friends. He was just a good guy. And a lot of times when I got my license, he'd hang out with me. And if I was digging out a septic tank, Craig had been there to help me. He was just that type of guy. And I had summer work, and I got Craig a job where I was working at, and in construction. He was there. He was glad to be there. I'd go by and pick him up. And I remember the first time he got his paycheck, he pulled me some money out, and he said, "Well, this is for gas money." But Craig always wanted to do what was right, and man, I miss him every day. Well, Craig was 15, and his mom had gone to his aunt's, and I stopped by there to see him. Most of the time, he and I'd get together and go do something because I was maybe about to turn 17. There wasn't a lot of difference in us, but we were still friends. Well, his mama was at her sister's house, so they stayed in a mobile home next to a cow pasture. And these cows were notorious about getting out. I had helped herd them back in. And I've got one gift. I can moo like a cow, and I know you're going to want to hear it. Mm. Okay, that may not be as good as some, but it worked on a lot of cows. So anyway, with Craig's mama being at her sister's, we come up formulated the plan to call his mama and tell her that the cows had got out again. But one of them had forced its way into their home. Now, I wasn't on the call. All I was doing was making the mooing sound in the background, and I'd kind of cut my hands around my mouth to get it real loud, and he'd kind of have one of them old rotary dial phones, and he'd hold it up when I'd moo, and to make it sound that much louder. And his mom told him, said, "Well, just get it out." He said, "Well, Mom," he said, "the cow may have rabies, or it might try to eat me." He said, "I don't know." And boy, she was hot. And so finally, he went and slammed the door. And he said, "It's all good." He said, I got the cow locked up in your bedroom." Oh, gosh. Well, she was screaming and hollering and everything going on, and the phone went dead. Well, when that phone went dead, I knew that Craig's mom was on the way from her sister. Her sister didn't stay that far, but I needed to vacate for the next part of my plan. His mama had a little Pinto, so I kind of pulled in an area where I knew I could see her going to her house. Well, lo and behold, that Pinto went by me, and it was like a mosquito on speed. She was gone. I only know she slowed down to turn into where they lived at. Well, she'd got in the house good, and I weren't too far behind her. Well, she was reaming Craig out. And I got on the door and knocked the door. That kind of broke the tension. And he kind of looked at me because he couldn't understand why I left. I said, "Hey, how y'all doing?" Like it was my first time there. And that got Craig laughing because he knew I was throwing him under the bus at that point. And she said, "Let me tell you what this crazy youngin' did. He called me up and said there was a cow in the house." So I had a surprised look on my face like, you know, "Craig, you shouldn't have done that." And I told him that. Well, I don't know what all I didn't tell him. Well, that got him to laughing because he knew that the plan had backfired. Well, he was pointing at me laughing. She thought evidently that he was laughing at her and how mad he had gotten her. Well, she had on these flip flops. This is back when they made flip flops like they used to. she pulled off one of her flip-flops and went to beating him, and he was trying to protect himself. She weren't aiming nowhere, wherever that flip-flop could connect. Well, I was dying laughing. I was crying. So finally I got the words out of my mouth. Please don't kill him. Please don't kill him. You know, he's the only friend I got. And he started laughing because of me saying that. And I'm laughing, but I'm crying. And I'm trying to act like more like I'm crying. And I finally told his mom, I said, "You're scaring me. You're scaring me." Well, she finally calmed down. Oh, man. She finally calmed down. And well, let me have a cigarette to calm my nerves. He and I were still giggling because he knew I'd thrown him up under the bus on that, but he didn't give me up. And one day, sometime after that, his mama told him, said he needed to be more like me, and he kind of looked at her, and he was telling me about that. I said, "You didn't throw me under the bus, did you?" He said, "No, I didn't." So it was near his birthday, and I bought him a case of beer for his birthday. And every year after that, till his birthday before he died, I'd buy him a case of beer. And I'd drink a couple with him. We'd always have a good laugh together. And no matter when I saw him, he was always the same. He was ready to laugh and joke. He was with a bunch of guys he's working with in a restaurant, and I didn't even see him. He hollered at me, wanted me to come over there and sit with him. And so he introduced me to all his co-workers. Manners galore. He just, you know, for how he was brought up, he had manners. His mama did a good job. It was just a lot of environmental stuff going on with my buddy. But ended up, I told them guys that Craig drove my school bus when I was in first grade. Well, that ruined him at the table, and he got me to laugh because of the way he laughed. And that was something all the time where he'd get me, and it was just something like that between us. But I was thinking about him. His mom, he had an older brother, and I don't even know what's happened to him. But his mom was living away from us. She was staying with a niece, and her health wasn't all that good. I'd call her up and talk with her, and just, you know, till I was thinking about her and I loved her. And we'd talk about Craig a lot and just some of the stuff we did. I finally fessed up to her about all that. She got the biggest kick out of that. She said, "Y'all were all the time doing something to each other." She said, "But y'all never got mad at each other." I said, "No." I said, it was just too funny, you know. And but I was thinking about those days and just missing them. Thanks for stopping by. Come back again when you will. Share, comment, like, hit that subscribe button. God bless.